Sevilla of Isaac Albeniz, as arranged by Tárrega, played by Thibaut Garcia here in Winnipeg in the final installment of the 16-17 season of the Winnipeg Classical Guitar Society, performing tonight at 8 p.m. at Église du Précieux Sang at Precious Blood Church over here in St. B, 200 Kenny Street. Welcome to the studio, Thibaut.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us in Winnipeg. This is like the end of a huge tour for you. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing lately.
Yes, actually I'm touring in North America since September, and this is the 59th concert I have. So yes, I just have like 2 concerts to go, and then I come back to France for other tours in Europe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad that we get you after you've had a chance to work through this repertoire in so many different places that I'm sure it'll be so informed.
Oh yeah. It was amazing. Actually, I played in Canada a bit in this tour also. Yeah,
amazing.
in other places like Victoria, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Quebec City. So yeah.
So is this your first time in Canada?
Canada, no, because I played in Toronto like 3 years ago yet. And but otherwise in Winnipeg, yes, is the first time.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the music that is kind of identifying you right now in this new album that you just released, Leyendas. So, but this isn't. I mean, this is the music that you grew up in. Exactly.
That's well, it's around Spanish music and Argentinian music, and actually, as you say, I grew up with this music because my parents listened a lot of guitar and a lot of Spanish guitar.
Because your dad was a guitarist as well, right?
Yes, as an amateur, but he's a guitarist and he's Spanish. So I have still family there in Spain. Spain was the first country who welcomed me musically. I mean, I did my first concert, my first festivals there. So I wanted to make sort of tribute or something representing my Spanish background and Spanish side.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of Spanish, you won a competition in Seville that gave you an opportunity to record your first album, which is so distant in terms of the repertoire choices, which is so fascinating. And I so appreciate that. I hadn't looked at it until today, but you have on this album just a ton of, brilliant visceral composers of the 20th century, Rodrigo, Piazzolla, Albeniz, de Falla, but on the last album, you have Barrio, you have Bach, and you have a Bellini transcription.
Yes.
So tell us how you get from that album to this one.
Well, actually, the first album was something, I wanted to make something really interesting in the meaning of pieces that few people play and some big masterpieces. It was something really, honestly, really tough and really big, and it was like a massive album.
And how old were you when you did this?
I was like 19 or 20.
Well, and you're only like 22 now? Yeah, okay, whatever.
So, for example, the Partita by Bach was like a 35-minute piece. The Barrio is like 18 minutes.
The Sequenza.
And the Sequenza by Barrio is 18-minute piece. The other is 12. But these pieces are great in different ways. Actually, I love them, all of them.
And so different. I mean, the Bellini so bel canto.
Exactly.
Just so lyrical, but then, these kind of disparate sides of, counterpoint and like deconstruction.
Absolutely.
So cool.
But it's something like, as a first album, I wanted to show different skills, different epochs. And I'm really passionate about studying the styles. I mean, I don't consider that we have to play all the styles in the same way. We have to study that, to learn about it, to practice it, and understand the essence of each piece. So it's what I wanted to do with all these ones, and I loved it. So in this second album, I wanted to show and to share something really different, because I think we have to be complete as artists, and this one another side of my personality. And the third album will be even different.
What are you going to do for your third album, do you think?
I don't know yet exactly. I have a lot of ideas, and I'm speaking with the label about that. So it will be a surprise, but it will be different for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was watching an interview with you that you did a little while ago, and listening to your passion for Baroque music as well. And let's go back to Bach, because my colleague, Chris Wolf, he's our afternoon host, he was talking about this poll of everybody's favorite composer, and apparently this year Mozart won and then Beethoven got second, but Bach got beat out by John Williams.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
I know.
Interesting.
Okay. So tell me about that, because I am a huge lover of Bach. Like, I'm a believer in Bach's music. What draws you back to Bach's music?
Well, the thing is that Bach to me is perfection. I mean, the way he composes is perfect, but in the good sense. I mean, because sometimes perfection seems to be inhuman, but his way of composing is really close to our heart, but perfect at the same time. And so to me, it's just amazing. I could listen Bach 24 hours, really, the whole day, and it's fascinating because in this way of perfection, he's the less baroque of the baroque composers, to me, in a way. So what is paradoxical, but and no, I love his music. It's universal in the way that, to me, it works in every instrument. It's one of the only composer that you can play that in every instrument, because it's pure music. It's not instrumental, and that's why I'm thinking about making some transcription for guitar, for 2 guitars, and so let's see in the future. That's for sure. And also, I'm really passionate about baroque music in general, and I would like to play the lute, the baroque guitar, and the theorbo also.
So, have you started studying these new instruments yet?
I don't have time. I don't have time to sleep.
Well,
you know,
when you're done touring, you poor child, you need to just take some time for yourself.
But I'll do it. I'll do it for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Thibaut, it is such a pleasure to have you here in Winnipeg.
Thank you.
I can't wait for friends to hear us or hear the program tomorrow night. So, this is Thibaut Garcia in the Diamond Lane right now here on Classic 107 in Winnipeg. He's playing tonight at 8 p.m. At Église du Précieux Sang, Precious Blood Church, just over on 200 Kenny here in St. B. And just tell us a little bit about what the audience can expect to hear tonight on the program.
Well, as I said about being a complete artist, tonight as a recital, I will play a very eclectic program. So from baroque music with Weiss, who was a very friend of Bach, for example, to contemporary music. I will play some pieces by one of my very good friends who lives in Toulouse, another American composer who wrote a piece 2 years ago.
Fantastic.
And then we will go through romantic music, Spanish music. So it will be very, very complete, very diverse, with a really interesting energy. I try to make a program from a really elegant introduction, ouverture, and then going more and more in the energy and finishing with Piazzolla that is super powerful. So I will try to tell stories and to travel with people tonight.
That's amazing. I can't wait for our audiences to get to experience this. Thibaut Garcia playing tonight at Église Précieux Sang, 8 p.m. as part of the Winnipeg Classical Guitar Society, their final concert of their 16-17 season. What a great way to close. And in honor of you finishing with Piazzolla, we will also finish with Piazzolla. Great. We are going to do a little Primavera Porteña, a little, what is it, Rio? It's a Rio spring, right?
Yeah? Rio, you mean?
Rio, Porteña, right? That means like
Porteña
you're from
means from Buenos Aires.
From Buenos Aires?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Argentinian, what am I even talking about? We are going to enjoy this. I was having like a Brazil moment for some weird reason. Oh, it's because I was watching you speak Portuguese on some interview.
I try to speak Portuguese.
You're crazy, child. Oh my God.
No, I can do it a bit. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so enjoy this Primavera Porteña. Enjoy Thibaut Garcia tonight if you go and check him out. It's probably going to be worth it, I think. You're in the Diamond Lane with me, Sarah Jo, here on Classic 107 in Winnipeg. We'll see you guys in a bit.